So you want to learn a language, but you can't get past the fear that it's just going to be a waste of time. First of all, I want to applaud you because the fact that you're watching this video means you're willing to open your mind, and that's the first thing that you need if you want to learn a language. You have to be willing to shift your perspective a little bit and learn something new. So in this video, let's look at all the reasons why you might think language learning is a waste of time and use some logic to shift that perspective around and start learning languages. One of the most common reasons why people tend to think that language learning is a waste of time is because they don't actually need to learn it. They don't need to learn it for life, for their job, to interact with somebody, or because they don't need it to accomplish anything that they want to accomplish in life besides the actual language. Maybe you feel like you'd be better off doing something else, learning something else. Here's the thing. I have two questions for you if this is something that you're thinking. Number one, how are you currently spending that time that you would be spending learning a language? Are you spending it scrolling social media, scrolling YouTube? Are you spending it watching Netflix or just kind of disassociating? If so, you're not currently being productive, which, by the way, you don't always have to be productive, and doing nothing and self-care is totally valid. So not to say that you need to replace that with language learning, just showing you the logical fallacy here. Second question. If you are currently doing something productive with your time instead of language learning, are you enjoying yourself? Do you enjoy it as much as you would enjoy learning a language? Now, if you are enjoying it, whatever it is that you're doing that will build your resume or make you more money or whatever, totally valid. And you can exit right out of this video because I'm wrong, you're right. If you're not enjoying the thing that you're doing, remember that you can enjoy life. You can have hobbies. It's a really important part of living and mental health and existing on this planet. Not every single thing that you do in your day needs to be to earn you money or to earn you respect or be a profitable human being. You can also relax and enjoy life, and in fact, you should. If you're new to my channel, it's important that you know that I focus on enjoying the language learning journey so that you can actually meet your goals instead of spending all of your energy when you're learning a language focusing on your mistakes and that vast world between where you are now and where you want to be. If you want to learn a language but feel like it's a waste of time, remember that you are allowed to be happy and enjoy your day, even if it's for like 15 minutes. Even if all it is listening to some music that you like, that is totally valid, and you don't have to find an excuse for the waste of time, because it's not a waste of time. It makes you happy, and therefore it is a valid part of your life. Another reason why people tend to feel like language learning is a waste of time, and this is straight from one of my clients' mouths, is that they're afraid that they're wasting their time on the wrong resources. They're afraid that they have the wrong apps or the wrong books or the wrong strategy, and they're so afraid of making the wrong choice as to what their strategy looks like that they just decide not to try at all. This sort of all or nothing, black and white perspective is really common in language learners. I mean, I experience it myself constantly. I have to work really, really hard to ignore it. But your language learning strategy does not have to be efficient. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like the best strategy in the world. What's important is that you're doing something. And so I encourage you to let go of this idea that you need to find the perfect strategy or else it's a waste and you can do something else instead. I would much rather you enjoy the language frivolously than do nothing at all, because enjoying the language and leaving yourself open to language is more important than accomplishing a goal that you can put on paper. Another reason why people seem to think that language learning is a waste of time is because it doesn't work for them. Why bother trying if you fail every time, right? Believe you me, I have been there. And because I've been there, I can tell you from personal experience that you're learning more from these failed attempts than you would if you didn't try at all. And I know that it doesn't feel like it. I know it feels like you're making no progress at all. But trust me when I say that you can learn to see that progress. You just don't really know what you're looking for yet, and that's okay. Because in reality, it's not that your attempts to learn a language have failed, it's that they've been unintentional. If you've tried to learn a language in the past, you have accomplished things, it just might not be the things that you've wanted to accomplish. And so that stupid all or nothing brain of ours tends to think, oh, it's not exactly how I pictured it, then it's nothing. That's not true. Actually, every exposure that we have to language learning is a benefit. It might not be obvious, it might not be conscious, it might not be like a huge dramatic change, but every little baby step that you take towards the language is one more baby step than you were before. And you should be applauding every little baby step that you make, because I definitely am. Similarly, another reason why people tend to think that language learning is a waste of time is because every single time you try and open your mouth, it doesn't work. Either the words aren't coming out, or you keep making so many mistakes, or maybe you've been embarrassed or prone to embarrassment by people laughing at you, or you're afraid that people are laughing at you. Regardless of the specific details of your fear, you have this idea that if you can't communicate perfectly yet, then it's not worth even trying. I have a harsh reality for you. If you never try to communicate, you will never be able to communicate. There's no such thing as just waking up one morning and being able to miraculously communicate with perfection. That's just not a thing. It's not real. It's a lie that our brains like to tell us. Because if you exist on this planet, you have learned things. You have learned how to communicate in your native language. You have learned to understand English. You have learned to walk. You have learned to write your name. And none of these skills would be possible if you hadn't messed up a billion times before. Before you do something well, you have to do it really, really poorly. That's just how it is for building any skill, and language learning is no different. So if you insist on not trying until you are perfect at it, you will never be perfect at it. And I know it's really comforting to feel like you're in control of whether or not you're perfect, and to let go of that, fear of imperfection and fear of making a mistake. But there comes a time, especially for language learners, where you have to make that choice between being in control of how you're perceived and how you express yourself and how you feel, and learning a language. Another reason why people feel that language learning is a waste of time is because they really want to learn one language, but they feel like another language would be a more productive use of their time. Like maybe learning Mandarin would be really, really beneficial to your career, but you really want to learn Gaelic. Like that's where your interest and your passion really is. You feel motivated to learn Gaelic, but Mandarin is kind of staring you in the face and being like, I am a great resume builder and I would make you so much money, and why are you wasting your time with Gaelic? I'm going to repeat myself. You are allowed to enjoy hobbies. You are allowed to feel happy, and it doesn't have to be tied to making money or making yourself a more valuable human being or any capitalistic thing. In most cases, the idea of learning something like Mandarin or something more productive is like a concept, but it's not something that is directly affecting your life. It's just kind of, in theory, if I learned Spanish, I'd be able to communicate with more people. But in reality, I don't really care about Spanish. I want to learn Russian because I'm genuinely really interested by the Russian culture and the language and how it sounds, and the words fascinate me. Again, you don't have to have a reason to have hobbies and things that you enjoy. You don't have to explain the time that you spend learning a language or doing any hobby. It's not a waste of time to do things that you enjoy. In fact, that's actually a really important part of being a human being, is that we enjoy our life. And realistically speaking, even if you do decide to learn Mandarin or you do decide to learn Spanish, the language that you don't actually want to learn, you're not going to stick to it because you don't actually like doing it. And so that language could potentially be a waste of time depending on your personal life. But learning Russian or learning Gaelic, the language that you actually want to learn, will never be a waste of time because it makes you happy. The basic idea of this whole video is that you don't have to have a reason to learn a language. You can do it just because it makes you happy and you enjoy it. And that is valid. Anybody who tells you different is not very nice. So if you found this video valuable and helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Wednesday. And if you're ready to take the next step in your language learning and start learning it, go to the link below and take the free quiz. I'll see you there.